Now at 11, we're following breaking news. A rap star on the rise killed during a violent home invasion in the Hollywood Hills this morning. The music world is in shock as police.
4:43, breaking news out of Brooklyn, where a popular rapper was shot and killed overnight. Nick Blixky was discovered with gunshot wounds on Winthrop Street in Prospect.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna go over the current beef in New York, where we have the CHOO'S and the CHOO'S that are currently beefing with each other. We're gonna go into detail more about exactly what these alliances are made of, what rappers do we have on each side, and what does the future look like for these two alliances. Welcome, guys, again to the video. Let's get right into it. Basically, what we have in this beef is two different sides. We have the CHOO'S and the CHOO'S. I would say that these kind of alliances are made of different gangs. Your color doesn't really matter, so it doesn't matter if you're a gangster disciple, if you're a blood, if you're a crip. We have different gang colors in each alliance. The alliance is based on other things depending on whether you want to be with that alliance or this alliance. Obviously, I don't see any general rules about this. I think that it mainly depends on who you want to work with. Obviously, on the Wu side, we have Popsmoke that sadly passed away. We also have the GS9 with Bobby Shmurda and Roddy Rebel. Obviously, on the shoe side, we have 22Gs, we have Nicky Blixky, so we also have some high-profile names on the shoe side as well. If we look at this map, the gangs are not that far away from each other. You could have a Wu gang in the start of the street, and you could have a shoe gang at the end of the street. Obviously, this is causing a lot of problems. We have gang members that run into each other pretty much all the time. If you go down to your local convenience store, you could probably run into an ops if that's the case. So obviously, I think that the close distance between these gangs are causing a lot of tensions. You see your rivals each and every day. That causes a lot of shootings, stabbings, beatings, whatever. So yeah, that's a big problem for New York. This beef between the Wu and the CHOO'S started even back in 2010, so it's almost 10 years now since they started beefing. If we look more recently, of course, the deceased Popsmoke is a big casualty for the Wu side, and on the CHOO'S side, Nick Blixky was also gunned down in New York. So both sides has recently had a casualty in their own teams. This is something that spreads on the tension between them. This is going to lead to more shootings in the future.
We believe that these two gangs have been the source of much of the gun violence in parts of Brooklyn North, in particular in the Brownsville area of Brooklyn.
And as you guys already know, the New York state is not sleeping on these two alliances. They're actually working very hard trying to break them up. We recently had a major bust in New York. 34 people were arrested. Obviously, this proves that they acknowledge the problem with these two alliances and they're trying to break up both sides. I think that they are putting a lot of focus on this because they have seen the problem, and especially the problem grows when gang members get into rap. You get rap beefs, social media, it gets out of hand, people start shooting in the street. So let's not think that the state is sleeping on this. They are working very hard on it. I mean, like hell, guys, when they were having the press conference to tell about these 34 guys that have been arrested, they even put them in the right category for what gang they belong to, if they were Wu's or if they were CHOO'S. So I think that's a pretty good, I would say, like indicator that the government is aware of these two gangs and are working hard trying to break them up. When these guys were arrested, they were actually arrested with the 122 count indictment. When that basically means that there's a list full of crimes that these guys had committed, everything from attempted murder, conspiracy, assault, possession of a weapon, reckless endangerment, everything, guys. And I think that we can look at some really long prison sentences for these crimes. Majority of the rappers of these two alliances are not that famous like Popsmoke was. Obviously, they are still on a street level. Bobby Shmurda is a good example. He was popping, he was getting millions of streams, record labels chasing him, he was still in the streets, he still got arrested. I think that majority of these rappers, they are still in the streets on a daily basis. They probably will get either indicted or they will get killed unless they get out. So I think that, guys, all these rappers, they are living very dangerous right now. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please subscribe, leave a comment what you think. Will Bobby Shmurda be the one to lift up the Wu again? or what will happen when Bobby gets released. Thank you guys. Take care of you. See you next time. Bye.
The fucking floor, swear. Show the strip, show the strip. Show the strip. Show the strip. Left to right. Los Angeles, word. To right. Yeah, it's the hood. Come through.